Hello, good evening. How has your week been? I was going to say, how has your day been? I guess I should start by asking how your week has been. I'm starting the show pretty late today. I think I need some more light here. Davidson, please turn this on for me. Let's see what it looks like here. Okay, good. Okay, so we all are aware that people who we call motivational speakers will always tell us that you must learn to show up even when you don't feel like showing up. I guess there are a few of those days in the life of everyone, but I'm glad for the opportunity to show up here today and ready to put my best foot forward in the show today. The show is Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa. I'm just checking to be sure that your view at that end is perfect. So it looks like that to me here, and on that note, I think it's a good time for us to keep the ball rolling, like they say. I will tell you about an offer that is ongoing, and then I'll go into the proper show for today. The offer is what I've tagged 90 minutes with Bosede Olusola-Obasa on customer service. Since starting to do character training, values orientation, corporate trainings around culture and the rest for some years already, I found customer service to be a very interesting aspect of the entire journey for me. Interesting because the more you think that you know about customer service, the more you find out you need to know. I concluded at a point and told myself it must be so because it involves people, it involves serving people, it involves people of different reasons, type, psychology, taste, lifestyle, approach, pattern, and the rest. So I found customer service trainings and activation sessions to be very, very phenomenally interesting. And the reason goes the way I just explained it. Customer service is what we will be talking in the room tomorrow. It's already tomorrow, so I have this so much to catch up with. I have this show, and then tomorrow I will be hosting enthusiasts who want to be better. See, it's not about just having an expert coming to talk to you. I have never shied away from telling people that I am not just an expert. I may not even have myself be called an expert, but I am very, very proud of saying that I'm a student of anything. And you know, being a student on a consistent basis makes it absolutely better, because whoever is ever learning is someone you can trust. So it's on that note that I'm not too quick to mention the word expert, coach, mentor, even though yes, we are getting certified along all of those lines, yes, and then we do play those roles, yes, but for me, I love it when I call myself a student of something. That means you can look forward to me giving you the best, the most recent, the most current updates, because I'm also learning continuously. So I want to welcome everyone who's joining me. I can see my big Oga, Mr. Johnson Osedimeyi, joining us. Thank you so much. And I can also see Oluwabumi Folahon Owonubi. Okay, Nibi. Okay, yes, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. So I'll go right on to say that tomorrow, if you're interested in joining, it is free. Absolutely free. And there are other benefits that will go with it thereafter. So you want to be a part of the customer service unlock session. We are unlocking the hard currency in customer service. What are those extra ways you can make extra clients embrace your own product or service or the way you do things? I'll be sharing them from my about 8 years of understanding this aspect of business and of course practicing. I can tell you for free that many of the people who are clients to myself and the organization RCV today came from just one client or a few clients. I'll tell you that quickly to help you know why you must be in the room with me tomorrow. It's Zoom, and it's for about 90 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes. We'll have questions. You can bring real to live questions you can ask, and then we are going to also offer you a community to come into that offers you a support service on customer service. So it's a loaded package. But see, let me give you a personal testimony. In 2015, I started RCV, and there was an idea that was an inspired idea on how to start. What I wanted to start doing wasn't just customer service. Customer service is just one of the things we serve as RCV, because we found out that character, attitudes, and values have a lot to do with the life of an organization, just as it has to do with the life of a person. We found customer service to be a major area to unbundle and where we could bring solutions. We've been doing that for 8 years for our clients. We started with a few clients who gave us the opportunity to come do a test run. You know, when you want to eat puff-puff or akara, and you ask the person who wants to sell to you, or even if you are the one making it yourself at home, and you say, let me see how it tastes. The taste of the pudding, like they say, is in eating. So, and then you found out, oh, it tastes good. So that was how we started. I called it then a volunteer training session. We picked 10 organizations. Some of them were schools, some of them were real estate companies, some of them were institutes. I remember that the Chartered Institute of Credit Administrator was one of such places. So I had to write to them. These are friends I've known as a journalist. I wrote to them and said, guys, this is what I do now. Could you give me an opportunity to come and do this training? I tagged it then, best workplace attitudes and productivity. They gave us the privilege. So sometimes the customers that will eventually pay you big money might come on a free platform. Don't toy with it. So they gave us, I am forever thankful to every of such organizations. I mention them all of the time, I acknowledge them all of the time. Pertinence is one, Life Page is another. That's on the real estate corridor. And there are schools that allowed us. I just mentioned ICA, a professional body, and there were others. There were 10 of them. Long story short, or fast forward, 8 years after, we still have one business or the other to do with either all or majority of these organizations. What's the difference? I'm going to be sharing with you in the room tomorrow. That's not the show for today. Today we are talking about put-offs, so I'm going to dive into that. I just wanted to whet your appetite sufficiently for tomorrow. Pertinence, for instance, has given birth for RCV to different generations of other clients. And it's amazing. Different generations of other clients. So from serving Pertinence since 2016, 17 thereabouts, we were able to get into other organizations. For instance, Sentinel. The people who own Sentinel, we met them on the platform of Pertinence while they were still marketers, stakeholders, earning from Pertinence as sales partners. And fast forward, 2 of them came together and they now own their own company that is doing very well. We have been serving Sentinel since 2020. I want you to follow it because, see, if you want to market to everyone you ever will sell to, You are who I call sufferhead. You can't afford to do your business that way. So referrals thrive on something you know about client service that others might not know. It is not automatic, but you can orchestrate it. When you understand what it is that you need to do, then you know exactly how to kick the ball rolling in your favor. Okay, so that was Sentinel. And my greatest joy was that when we started serving Sentinel, talk about, we do corporate culture trainings for them, we do staff activation in terms of productivity and best workplace attitudes for them, we do customer service, exceptional customer service training for them, we do consulting, we do some other things for them and with them, and since 2020. But alas, this year, Sentinel has given birth to another client for RCV. Did Sentinel recommend us? Not necessarily. But you see, the people who own Gotland, which was where I was speaking on, I guess, Tuesday, the people who own Gotland, another real estate company, were working at Sentinel. Follow my story carefully, because see, doing things anyhow will make you lose the number of lines of clients that is possible. It doesn't mean that you will not do anything. It just means that some people they've had a taste of you, so you don't need to talk too much. I am amazed at how many people just say to us, Madam, you don't need to. It's not about you telling us what you can do. It's about us being ready to jump in. We are preparing for you. We have several of such clients on what you can call our waiting or idling list. So what we do is we keep the burner warm with them, right? So that we don't slip off on them. We keep the burner warm. We do reminders, we do hellos, we're here, we're ready, we're waiting to serve you. And most of the time they just answer us and say, Ms. Obasa, or whoever is calling on behalf of RCV, see, you don't need to talk too much. We know that we need you. What is the hard currency hidden in customer service? Jump into the class tomorrow. If you have not indicated interest, I'm hoping that the link will be dropped here this evening so you can still join, or just send interested and our team will look for a way to bring you in. I believe those who joined last week on my show here and indicated interest have been brought into the bracket already. So we're good to go by God's grace tomorrow. I'll give you 4 things you can work on immediately you are leaving the class. Hard currency. 90 minutes is never enough to unbundle everything, but we'll get as far as we can get. That was talking so much about tomorrow. Tomorrow being 28th of October, the year of our Lord, 2023. And the time to start is 6 p.m. We'll be on between 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, welcome everyone again. Welcome Mrs. Ekanem, Faith Blessing. I welcome you. And for everyone joining on Instagram, I pay homage. Thank you. All right. So, let's go into what we have today. Last week, we started talking about put-offs. And it's important. If you don't know what puts people off, you might even be doing it without meaning to do it. You might be wrong innocently or innocently wrong. And for that not to happen, that's why we started looking at it. And in case you're asking, why talk about customer service? Because first week in October, we marked customer service week. And as an organization and a team, we decided to do plenty of sensitization, awareness, orientation around customer service. And we're doing a lot of this for free. The one you are listening to right now is free. It only costs you your data. But I'm glad to have you join. I'm so glad to have you join. So last week we began and I did three put-offs, from wanting to always be right to not having good records, and then putting an unlearned or not properly educated or informed person to man your desk. I remember I didn't have to look at my script. That should tell you how much these things live with me. I can remember me mentioning those three. So I'm going to go right into what I have on the script for today. Hopefully I'm able to drop as much as possible before I exit this platform. And it's not looking like I'll be able to take a quote today, except I just read it. Okay, you can do a think through after this. Okay, so I have do I have a quote? Okay, doesn't look like I have a quote. I have definitions. I'm not going to be doing definitions today because of time. Definitions, they have a way of, okay, I've seen the quotes somewhere here. Okay, I have quotes. I love quotes a lot because they help to deepen conversations, because those who put them together are authorities in their own rights, and certain quotes just help your conversation get clearer. So I will pick one. Okay, I'll pick the one that said, the one from David Tuman said, sales without customer service is like stuffing money in a pocket full of holes. Yay. I mean, I can't help not saying yay here. If you are too touched for my yay, I'm sorry. But thank your God I didn't put my hand on my head when I said yay. But see, that's the feeling that gives me. I'll take it again. Sales without customer service is like stuffing money. You know when you stuff something, oh, whoa, like, you're pressing it in. It's like stuffing money into a pocket full of holes. I remember very well that in 2016, when Dumac invited me to speak with, I think, a collection of school managers there at Necker Hall, if I'm not getting it wrong, in the heart of Ikeja, one of the fundamental statements I put in my slide was that after doing a whole lot in marketing, you have spent money, you have called people, you have asked them to come, that after bringing people in with so much effort in terms of marketing, stop opening the back door of poor attitudes to let them go. It doesn't make sense. You brought people into your business, and then the simple thing you should do for yourself to keep them. Now, simple is not as simple, but I'm saying that it's simple compared to what it took you to bring them. If you know, you know that it's cheaper, it's easier, it's simpler, it's more cost effective to sustain, maintain, or retain your existing clients than trying to bring new ones in. The story I told you about RCV says it all. So stop stuffing money into a pocket full of holes. The word full also caught me. The hole is also everywhere. So we're looking at the holes today. Let's see a few holes. So last week, we said one of the holes is that is a put of attitude that your clients should never see your customer service team members display. Remember that everyone is a customer service team member as far as my own definition is concerned or understanding. We said, number one, don't put somebody who knows little or nothing about the business, who will say people should hold on, come back, call back, and I warned last week that never ask people to call you back on their own money after they already spent money to call you. That's totally off for me. Number two, I mentioned that always wanting to be arguing with a client. No, I sent it. No, you didn't send it. Nah. There might be platforms, and I said that yes, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't make a statement where necessary, but you must check the atmosphere. You must look at the room, and those things happen. Everyone who is in customer service knows that those things happen. You get to see situations that are not exactly what you would like or the way you painted them, and the client is saying, no, this is my position on it, this is what I thought it is, and you are saying, no, this is what it actually was, wanting to be right at all costs. and then we mentioned the third one. But here today I will add a few others. So number 4 that you should add to what you know about customer service: the put off attitudes, the holes in your pockets that you should block. Adesomi, thank you for joining. And I can also see Eileen, thank you for joining. Okay, so Tabitha and Debbie are working as back end on the show today. Okay, I guess that's everyone I have on Instagram for now. Sorry. Okay, so the link is already on Facebook here, my wall. I believe that soon after the show, the one for, okay, so it's in comment section, and we should have that on Instagram as well. Okay, call shuffling is number 4, put off. Remember what David Tuman said. He said that customer sales without customer service. So there are two things. Sometimes customer service brings sales. Sometimes sales bring customer service. You must understand that. I don't want to start unbundling my class tomorrow. Please, let me keep quiet. So let's go to put-offs. Okay, so put-offs, call shuffling. Call shuffling. What does this mean? What does this mean? It's a turn-off. It's a turn-off. When a client or a customer calls and is being transferred from department to department. That happens a lot too. You and I can relate. Particularly when you are calling some telecoms service provider. Right? And please wait, your call is being transferred, blah, blah, blah. And then if there is no one that is ready to take responsibility for something, so you are being moved, you are shuffled. You know, like when you are doing shuffling on your music playlist now, you tell it to shuffle. When you are shuffling the client, throwing them like swing here and there. So there should be first contact resolution. We should have a way that people don't have to travel a long journey to get issues resolved, get clarifications on things, get information on things, which are some of the very interesting reasons why clients call. The next one is futile commitments and promises. I can stay the whole day on this. Another put off you must avoid. You know, the first one was shuffling. You came in from front desk directs you to let me give an example that can make it easy. Front desk directs you to maybe the person that will ultimately attend to you is the CEO, but front desk directs you to the secretary of whatever. The secretary directs you to the EA, to the person. The AA now eventually directs you to, and then that's the call is being shuffled. So I'm not talking about a physical or working client. I'm saying a client that called in and they are being shuffled. They are being moved severally from one point or one person to another. It's tiring for the client. So shorten the journey of the client reaching the contact person that will resolve the issue. That's number 4. I did 3 last week. Number 5 is when you give empty, futile commitments or promises. This one, it can make your business go from $1 billion to 0. It's just a matter of time. It dwindles, your fortunes, it dwindles your profit, it dwindles everything until there is nothing left. It can silently kill your business. How? You want me to explain? When you give futile commitments or promises, you find yourself in the trouble of people believing that you are not reliable, you are not dependable, you cannot be trusted, either as a brand or as marketer working for a brand or whoever that is linked to your brand. And when the news, fizzles out, like not fizzles out now, like spreads out, like aura, like aroma into the buying public's domain, and today, all of us get reviewed online. All of us get reviewed online. When it becomes something that more than one person can attest to, that you are not to be trusted. The one you said yesterday you did not do, why should I believe you today? When trust is lost, about 50% of your entire capital is going down the drains. And it's only a matter of time until it begins to even dip worse off than that. You can't toy with it. I'd like to welcome Mr. Yemi Olodu. Thank you for joining, and thank you for last night for us being able to speak to your team. So if you cannot deliver, now let me give you a lifeline. I don't like to be unreal. So there are times when you make a promise and then you're unable to deliver on that promise. Not because you did not want to deliver, but circumstances, they call them market factors, right? Or market determinants did something that did not allow you to be able to deliver. You have to do a first responder approach. You should be the one that is quickly telling the clients, where slightly or way ahead of you noticing that it will not be possible. That, look, I just thought to call you. Everything we are doing look like we'll be able to do this at this time as promised, but from what we are seeing, it might not be possible. And begin to already give soft landing. If it's a situation where they might need to opt for something else, begin to throw them that option or those options. Let them, one, feel, yes, they might still feel bad that you are not going to meet up to what you said, but they will respect you for honoring them. Package it in a way that makes them see that this is out of respect for you. We don't want it to land suddenly on you that you're finding out this will not be possible. So there are moments, but you see, that should seldom happen. That should seldom happen. Seldom happen, because if it becomes a regular, then your true reputation with them will be that you are a promise breaker and not a promise keeper. It's very important. So people think that people will forget. People don't forget. All right. The second one is poor acknowledgement. I mean, the third one for today, poor acknowledgement. Failing to provide your customers with appropriate knowledge will result in customers feeling neglected. Yes, will result in customers feeling neglected, which will inadvertently lead to business loss. If a customer is unhappy about a personal or professional loss, expressing concern, commenting suitably, or acknowledging the issue will ensure satisfaction. Acknowledging the issue is a big one. Failing to acknowledge or doing poor acknowledgement is a minus. You know, there are people who go quiet on their clients. There's an issue and you just went quiet. They play. They play. And because they probably also kept quiet, in your mind, you believed they must have forgotten. Oh no, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. You are so wrong. Either poor acknowledgement or no acknowledgement at all will work a toxic vibe into your prospect as a salesperson or as a customer service person. You can't afford to toy with that. Then there is dividend. Dividend talks about customers who like doing business with accessible companies. So they want you to be real, right? Be real, be available, be present. Be present. If you have not kept your customers informed about the point of contact during an hour of emergency, if there's an emergency, is there one hotline they can dial that it is so sure somebody will pick for that business? Then it is more than a profitability case that the client will soon shift to another platform. So those are the 4 that I have for us today. It makes it 7 in all so far. So last week we started attitudes that put off your clients. You should stay away from. If you look around the businesses that you have either patronized or seen around, you may have noticed 1 or 2 or 3 or all of this. They are things that happen every day. When you allow these put-offs in your business. It will lead to loss of opportunities. It will lead to loss of relationships that you should have built with your clients, because customer service or client service thrives on relationship. You will lose reputation, that is a noble or strong reputation. You will have low productivity in terms of sales, and then even your workplace will be not conducive an atmosphere. So you do not want to do all of this to yourself. If you want to have more of our customer service, homegrown, I love to call them homegrown. They are relatable. You can apply them immediately you are leaving any session. So as you're going back, ensure that there's, as you market your hotline is usually not just your regular line. It's that line that you know that if there's a sudden, and that's why I talk to people who handle company lines a lot. It's not a line that you can turn off by yourself. It's not a line that you can decide not to pick. So whoever is not ready to hold that phone or those lines or manage them, ensure that you give to people who can handle it well. It's not a line where calls should be missed. And I would always offer a lifeline also when I get to this point where I'm saying, should you ever miss a call on a company's hotline, please call back. And there's something I usually ask people to say, but you have to be sure it is true. Tell the person when you are calling back that I saw you a missed call from your line and I'm calling back from blah, blah, blah organization. And it's not in our character not to pick your calls when you call. You need to say that word, because you need to buy back the reputation you have created, the impression you have created that sometimes that line may not be available. And we see all these things. We do businesses with companies where we call in and we find out that the thing that is supposed to be hotline is totally cold and shielded. On that note, I'd like to ask you to please don't forget to join me tomorrow at the customer service unlock session. We're unlocking the hard currency in customer service. How does the circle revolve? Sales, customer service, back to customer service, sales back to customer service back to sales. How does it revolve? How does it revolve? You want to know what other things you need to do about your service, and little things like publish your hotline, but ensure that the person is under your hotline is also hot and alive. Okay? Otherwise, you are going to be putting a wrong peg in a wrong hole, like you always say. You want to reach out to RCV. You can reach us on 081-061-20819 for your training bookings, for consulting, to even ask questions around any of the things that we do. So we'll tell you when your question has moved from counseling to consulting, because counseling, like I hear, is free. Those who do counseling in churches say that too. Some of us know that counseling on some other platforms are people's professional businesses, so it's not free. But if it's church, I heard this from church, that counseling is free, but consulting is at a fee. We'll let you know. So, but we're always available. Just leave a message or do a call and we'll be available. Please follow us on all our social media. And today, for instance, I'm on Mind Your Character Instagram, and as well I'm on Olusola-Obasa. We also have a Mind Your Character Facebook. Then we have the RCV Instagram page as well as Facebook. But above all, you need to know that all of this, you can catch up with them on YouTube. So many of our videos are available in our archive on YouTube. And please tell someone about what we are doing if it has been a huge blessing to you. Yes. And don't forget to refer us also. Thank you so very much for being a part of it. I have another online class to handle at 6 p.m. and I need to exit this platform so I can go ahead and do it. Babs Tubo, thank you for joining. Everybody, take care of yourself. Enjoy your weekend. Bye. Okay, so my music, as usual. Oh, did I off it? Yes. Thank you, everyone. I want you to have a beautiful weekend and a greater week ahead of you. Don't let Nigeria get to you too much. Everything go better. Bye. Gotcha.